Yes, yes. So yesterday we were discussing about components of atmosphere. So now structure of atmosphere. See, for every layer some properties are there. You should know those properties. First is troposphere. In troposphere, with increase in height, temperature decreases. There are reasons for this, and that was given in prelims. Okay, so in troposphere, with increase in height, temperature decreases. What is the reason for this particular thing? Convection is because of this. If this is there, convection will be there. But why this is there is the prelims question also. Okay, so why it is there? More density closer to the earth. Can we say as we keep moving above, density of air keeps on reducing? Why more density closer to the earth? Because through gravitational force, earth has held the air. Okay, earth has held the air due through gravitational force. That is the reason. What is the second point? Yesterday I told you, sun is the major source of heat for earth. Earth is the major source of heat for atmosphere. You recollect 14% from the sun, 34% from the earth. So this was asked in the options. Earth is major source of heat, especially in troposphere. Next, guys, 90% of water vapor is in lower atmosphere. And you recollect, water vapor absorbs sun's rays also, earth's rays also. Okay, these 3 points are very, very important. After this, as you said, troposphere is the layer where convection is present. NCERT says troposphere is the only layer where convection is there. Okay, so only is very rare. So if they give you that, it is right. Mesosphere has less convection, we say, but troposphere has more convection. Now this line is important. Convection occurs. The moment convection will be there, there will be precipitation, there will be atmospheric circulation. If we see composition, guys, 90% of gases are in troposphere, 99% of dust particles and 99% of water vapor is within troposphere. This property is also important. Okay, so when we say troposphere, 90% of atmospheric gases, 99% of dust particles and 99% of water vapor is there. Next, this Hadley cell, ferrule cell, polar cell, right? Hadley cell, ferrule cell, polar cell. Now, zero to 30 is hot. As land is hot, air above will be hot, right? Hot air expands. Hot air expands. 60 to 90 is cold. If land is cold, air will compress, right? Cold air compresses, hot air expands. Now you say, the height of troposphere is not uniform. It is increasing from where to where? Poles to equator. The height increases from poles to equator. What is the height near poles? 8, 13, 18. Okay. Average height of troposphere is 13 kilometers. Okay. This is first point. You see, in prelims they'll ask you, troposphere height is uniform. No. Troposphere height changes from where to where? Poles to equator. What is the reason? Statement 1, statement 2. Remember, with pattern we should be learning the exam. Okay, what is the reason? Yes? Compression, expansion. But the point is, why is it compressing and why is it expanding? Here. See here until. Yes. It is, troposphere is under the influence of Earth's surface temperature. Correct? So if Earth's surface temperature is hot, it is expanding. If it is cold, it is compressing. Statement 1 is what? There is change of height. Statement 2 is what? It is under the influence of, they will give you adiabatic heating, adiabatic cooling, expansion, all this. No. Main reason is what? Earth is the major source of heat. Okay. And troposphere is completely under the influence of Earth. Okay. Then see here. This is another line. Everyone, A will be 30 degrees Celsius, C will be minus 5 degrees Celsius. Okay. So obviously, equator is hot compared to poles. There is no doubt, right? But you see here, minus 45 degrees Celsius, minus 65 degrees Celsius. Why? Can we say here air expanded? Height is more, expansion is more. Expansion is more, cooling is more. Here can we say air compressed? If air compresses, temperature increases, right? So write 2 lines below about troposphere. I'll give a line, just check it is right or wrong. Okay. The height of troposphere, right? The height of troposphere increases from poles to equator. Poles to equator. See, this point they may change into equator to poles. You should be careful. Okay. Full stop. The height changes with latitudes. Changes with latitudes and seasons. Now you think, is that line correct? Latitude is fine. What about seasons? You tell me summer season, will land be hot? If land is hot, will everything expand? Winter season, can we say everything compresses? That means height of troposphere changes with latitudes and seasons. Next, you write surface temperature within troposphere is different from upper air temperature. Full stop. Equator is hotter compared to poles near the surface, but underline this, poles are hotter compared to equator in upper troposphere. Fine. Okay. Shall I move? Guys, whatever you saw with troposphere, the same aspect will be there with tropopause. But what is pause here? What is pause? Temperature will be paused. Okay, tropopause, stratopause, mesopause. Temperature between troposphere and stratosphere will be uniform. Okay, temperature variation doesn't occur. That is the reason we call it as pause. Okay, so next one is about stratosphere. Very important, guys. Already asked questions. With increase in height, what will happen? Temperature increases. Cold will be below, warm will be above. Alternative, try to remember. Okay, troposphere is different from stratosphere. Stratosphere is different from mesosphere. Alternative, you should recollect. Okay, so when you have like this, can we say there is no vertical movement? This was asked in the exam. Okay, there is no vertical movement in stratosphere. Then what is another point? You have lot of ozone in this layer, so it is ozonosphere. Ozone absorbs UVB. Sulfur dioxide layer is there in stratosphere called as Bungay layer. Okay, sulfur dioxide layer is known as Bungay layer. Yesterday I told you sulfur dioxide reflects sun's rays, so it will cool the earth. Okay, then very less clouds. Okay, ozone depletion, when we study that there are ammonia clouds in stratosphere. Water vapor clouds are very, very limited. Ammonia clouds are there in stratosphere. As you have less clouds, you see this was statement 1, and as you have less clouds, because of this, like aircraft movement is good in this layer. Why do you have aircraft movement in stratosphere was the question. Okay, so they gave no vertical movement, one option, no clouds. Okay, no clouds is wrong, less clouds. Okay, so this was asked with respect to stratosphere. Now, what is the height of stratosphere? That you should remember. One is it is still 50 kilometers and temperature at stratopause is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So now, the stratosphere is under the influence of sun. Why? Ozone is there. Ozone absorbs UV. So sun is the major source of heat for stratosphere. Earth is the major source of heat for troposphere. Okay. So mesosphere, guys, mesosphere mostly has oxygen and nitrogen. And if you recollect, oxygen and nitrogen doesn't absorb sun's rays also. They doesn't absorb earth's rays also. They are not under influence of sun or earth. Because of this, it is becoming hotter or cooler due to adiabatic expansion and compression. In this layer, temperature will be minus 80 degrees Celsius. So we say it is coldest layer of atmosphere. Okay. Guys, 3 times in prelims they have asked this question. See guys, atmosphere, outer space. A rock which is floating in the outer space is called as meteoroid. The moment it enters into atmosphere, meteor, if it hits the ground, meteoroid. Okay. Outside the earth it is called meteoroid. When it enters into atmosphere it is called meteor. When it hits the earth it is called meteoroid. Okay. Now, in between Mars and Jupiter, some rocks will be there. Asteroid. Irregular shaped rocks floating in between Mars and Jupiter, inner planets and outer planets, terrestrial planets and gaseous planets are called as asteroids. Okay. Irregular shaped rocks floating in the solar system is called as meteoroids. Okay. Here I want you to know, size of asteroids are bigger, meteoroids are smaller. Okay. They follow definite path. They do not follow definite path. Right? Because they flow in a specific path in the solar system. They do not. 3 times they have asked differences between asteroids and meteoroids. Fine. So, this is coldest layer of the atmosphere, and in this layer, meteor burning will start. So guys, please understand, in the coldest layer, burning is occurring not because of outside temperature, but because of friction. Particles, when they have friction with meteors, it leads to, like, burning. You get the terms? See, when it comes to chapters like atmospheric circulation and all, questions will be less. Initial chapters questions are more, especially basics. Okay. See, in between Mars and Jupiter, we have irregular shaped rocks floating along the solar system. Like Earth, it is also moving. That is called as asteroid. It is in between Mars or Jupiter, or inner planets and outer planets, terrestrial planets and Jovian planets. Okay. Meteoroid is floating in the solar system, right? So it is not present in a particular path. It can be anywhere. Now, when it is coming closer to Earth, okay, outside the Earth, it is called meteoroid. When it enters into Earth's atmosphere, it is called meteor. The moment it hits the Earth, it is called meteoroid. Okay, so these are the three. Fine. Now, what is the last layer? Thermosphere. If you recollect, thermosphere is similar to what we call as heterosphere with height composition changes. Thermosphere is divided into two layers. One is called ionosphere. Guys, in ionosphere, ions will be there. These ions will have charges, and these charges helps in radio communication. Fine, they help in radio communication. Low Earth orbit satellites. You might have heard Gaganyaan, India is launching. That is also for ionosphere only. Right? Satellites are launched from this particular thing. The outermost layer is called as exosphere. Okay, is here. In this layer, temperature increases with height, and temperature is due to collision. Okay, as particles collide, there will be, like, temperature. Okay, so now this is atmosphere. Next topic, temperature. Guys, highest temperature is at, I told you yesterday, 20 degree north. This latitude is important. 20 degree north. Not equator. Why? Clouds. Not equator. Because of clouds. We use the term diurnal range. Diurnal range means daily range. More in continental climate. Daily range of temperature is more in continental climate. Why? Continental climate means it will be dry air. Okay, and less in marine climate. That means closer to oceans. Why? Because it has moisture. Northern hemisphere is hotter than southern hemisphere. Land is more in the northern hemisphere, less in the southern hemisphere. For most of the questions, comparing northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, option will be land is more in the northern hemisphere, less in the southern hemisphere. Okay. Now, shall I? They in temperature only. Land and water distribution questions are there. 2021 prelims question. Can you tell me, is land hotter, water hotter? It depends upon which time, correct? Which one is hot? Land. Why is the question. Last time they asked this question only. What is it? What are the reasons? Okay. You just write the 5 points I'll give you. Land is hot. First one. Insolation penetrates. Insolation penetrates less in land. Less in land and more in water. Yes, tell me now. I have a small bowl of water. I have big bowl of water. I am heating both with same temperature. Which one gets heated soon? Small. So, less land gets heated soon compared to more water. You see what you wrote? Insolation penetrates less in land and more in water. What is the meaning of that? Less land receives more heat, more water receives less heat. This is the first point. Okay, second, you write specific heat. This was prelims one. Specific heat required to rise. Temperature of land is less. Underline this word. Land is less. Underline land is less compared to water. You tell me less heat means less is what? Land is less means what? Less heat, temperature increases. Here more heat, temperature doesn't increase. Okay. Next, where will you have more clouds? Water bodies or oceans or land? Oceans, right? If you have more clouds, reflection will be more. If reflection is more, temperature is less. You write there. More clouds cover oceans. More clouds cover oceans. Fourth point. From oceans, heat is lost through evaporation. Can we say oceans will have circulation of water? If there is circulation of water, can we say cold water comes from equator to poles, hot water goes from cold from poles to equator, hot from equator to poles, mixing occurs, right? So you write horizontal movement of water will lead to reducing temperature. Yes, now you tell. Land is high temperature. Water is low temperature. From yesterday's class you tell. High temperature, low temperature. Thermally induced. Low temperature leads to high pressure. High temperature leads to low pressure. Wind will blow from high pressure to low pressure, rises, circulates back. This circulation, as it is coming from sea to land, is called as sea breeze or onshore winds. Okay, it is called a sea breeze or onshore winds. Will it sea breeze or onshore? Will it give rainfall? Yes. Okay, just shall I move? Night or winter? Yes. Land releases heat quickly. Land releases heat quickly, whereas water takes time to release the heat. Because of this, comparatively, land will be cooler and water will be hot. Low temperature, high temperature, low pressure, high pressure. What is this called as? Land breeze. Offshore winds. If you have drawn this prelims question, in the night, if you are facing the beach and if you are sitting, in the night you are facing the beach and if you are sitting, how do the wind hit? Will it hit your back? Will it hit your front? Will it hit right or left? See? How does it hit? Back. If we are facing the beach and sitting, it hits the back. The meaning of this, see, questions remain same. Language changes. What they can ask? During night or winter, it is easy for ships to move away from the coast. What is the reason? Are you getting the point? Night times, ships can move easily away from the coast. Or why lot of fishermen go for fishing in the night? The reason is what? Land breeze. Land breeze. Right? Morning the return. What is the reason? Sea breeze. Sea breeze and land breeze. See, exam, just recollect some topics. Whatever you have read, from that only try to bring the logic. That's enough. Language wise, just be careful. Okay. Second, in geography, 0.001% possibility is there. Then that is also important. You cannot say no. Don't say no easily in geography. This is very, very important. Okay. So that means at least one aspect will be out of the box. All trees are straight in equatorial forest. One tree would have gone like this. Right? So that is the reason you should be very careful. Geography, extreme statements will be given to confuse you. Okay. And what will happen? I was talking to one student. He made a mistake by saying that all west flowing rivers form estuaries. Okay, Narmada forms delta. So normally he told, sir, east flowing forms delta, west flowing form estuary. Don't stick like that. There are east flowing rivers which form estuaries. There are west flowing rivers which form deltas. So all is always wrong. In geography, exceptions will be there. Two aspects. Extreme statements, be careful in geography. Numbers. Numbers, be careful in geography. May, might. Most of the time it's right. Right? Because it may rain today. Do you agree? It will definitely rain today. There will be doubt. That much you should have, because MCQs are important. Okay, that means the words are important. You get this? Yes. Next, guys. Radiation windows. Radiation windows. Is here offshore winds. Do they give rainfall or no rainfall? Normally offshore doesn't give rainfall. You write a line. I'll give you radiation windows. Write a line. Any region which allows insolation to come easily and OTR to radiate easily, then they are radiation windows. Below this, cloudless sky and dry air leads to radiation windows. Cloudless sky and dry air leads to radiation windows. Underline these two words. Just check here, guys. Is if clouds are there, can we say clouds reflect sun's rays? Reflects Earth's rays. Because of this, they are not allowing sun's rays to come, they are not allowing Earth's rays to go. Okay? Cloudless sky. If clouds are absent, incoming is easier, outgoing is also easier. October is the month in India, especially northwestern India, cloudless sky will be seen. And October is the month North India starts getting cooling. Because of this, Delhi pollution will start from that particular time period. Okay, October month. You see, cloudless. Second, you tell me if you have moist air. Can we say moist air absorbs insolation? It also absorbs OTR. So, coming is prevented, going out is prevented. If you have dry air, coming is easier, going out is easier. That's why cloudless sky and dry air are conditions for radiation windows. You tell me, are oceans or what do you call coastal areas radiation windows, deserts radiation windows? Deserts. Why? Deserts will have less clouds, deserts will have dry air. Second, mountains are also called as radiation windows because with the height clouds decreases, with the height water vapor decreases. Okay, so you write radiation windows. Example, radiation windows, example, deserts and mountains. Now you see, during day or summer, can we say mountain acts as radiation window? That means it receives heat easily. As it receives heat, there will be high temperature, low pressure. And compared to the mountain, valley will be cooler. That means low temperature, high pressure. Fine. Wind will blow from where to where? High pressure to low pressure. This point is called as valley breeze. On the other hand, during night, mountain releases heat quickly. Same way, during night, valley is hotter. There will be valley breeze and mountain breeze are mainly because mountains are radiation windows. Second, they may give you, it is because mountains has less clouds and less water vapor. Any language they can use. Okay. Shall we move? Nice. Vertical temperature. Vertical temperature. In troposphere, you tell? With increase in height, temperature decreases. Okay. Then minus 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Normal lapse rate, you might have heard. Normal lapse rate is how much? Minus 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. This is normal. But in case if you have moist, adiabatic, minus 4 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Adiabatic lapse rate is minus 4 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Dry adiabatic, (10 degrees Celsius per kilometer). Dry cools quickly, moist takes time. Okay. In vertical distribution of temperature, you also have something called inversion of temperature. So what is inversion of temperature? See, what is normal condition? Hot air will be below, cold air will be above. Normal conditions. But whenever cold air is below, hot air is above, inversion. Okay. For prelims, I don't want you to remember everything. I want only ground inversion. Delhi pollution is there. Because of that, ground inversion is important. Okay. Ground inversion means near the ground, cold air must be below, hot air must be above. Okay, this is called as what? Ground inversion. Now here, what are the conditions? First one, normally it occurs in winter, long winter nights, because Delhi region annual range is more. Summer will be very hot, winter will be very cold. Why you will not see this phenomena in Visakhapatnam and other areas is, like, annual range is less, because temperature during summer and winter is not huge difference. Okay. Second, Delhi during winter has cloudless sky. That means it releases heat easily. I told you, cloudless sky, moist air is not a radiation window. Okay. So, what type of air I need? Dry air. Okay. So, why dry air doesn't get heated? Last point, stable air, or in prelims they'll give you slow movement of air. If air is moving slowly, then transfer of coolness will be present. Okay. 4 conditions. Newspapers also talk about the same. Can you tell how is it different from Visakhapatnam and you try Mumbai and Kolkata? What is Mumbai and Kolkata? Can we say Mumbai and Kolkata are marine climate? Marine climate, annual range will be less. Clouds will be more. Moist air will be there. And then, can we say sea breeze and land breeze will be more near Mumbai and Kolkata? Because of that, what is going to happen? Mixing will be more. Okay. So, do you get this? Yes. Now, within horizontal distribution, guys, some terminologies you are aware, but just language basis. What is this? Torrid zone. What is the meaning? Torrid or tropical. What is the meaning of torrid or tropical? Rice is a tropical crop. Sugarcane is a tropical crop. What is the meaning of tropical? Temperature in this region is always greater than 18 degrees Celsius. Number is important. Okay. It's always greater than 18 degrees Celsius. Okay. So, this is a region where sun rays will be vertical. At least twice. At least twice. Equator is what? Seasonless region. Okay. This is, we say, winterless region. Hyderabad and all is not winter at all. If it doesn't go less than 0, we don't call winter. Okay. So, half degree north, frigid. sorry. Summerless region. Frigid summerless region. Temperature less than 0 degrees Celsius. This is temperate. Temperate has clear summer and winter. Okay, this is horizontal. Shall I? Next. Humidity and precipitation. I'm giving you process, okay, not because process will be asked. Any lines within the process may be intermixed. That clarity you should have. Phenomena. For example, they have asked questions like how thunderstorms are formed, right? How lightning is formed. So when they ask questions like that, process is important. That's the only reason. So first, you see, if you have Earth's surface, in the air that is there, there must be dust particles. Along with dust particles, there must be water vapor. Okay, so whenever Earth's surface gets heated, what is going to happen? Air starts rising. Can we say expansion occurs? What is the meaning of expansion? Adiabatic cooling. The moment you have adiabatic cooling, dust particles will cool, and around dust particles, water droplets would condense. The moment water droplets condense around it, it will form clouds. And clouds in this stage is white. Particle size is small, so air can easily hold it. Clouds won't give rainfall until and unless particle size increases. Now, how to increase particle size? Further rising, if it occurs, they will collide. Size increases. Size increases. So what is happening here? These two words are very important, guys. Collision and coalescence. These two words are important. When there is collision and coalescence, coalescence means joining. Size increases and it comes down in the form of precipitation. Yes, if size increases, sun's rays is absorbed. As sun's rays is absorbed, the clouds appear dark color. Okay, just before rainfall, clouds will become dark. Why? Because they absorb sun's rays. In this stage, it reflects sun's rays. I told you, white color is because of reflection, dark color is because of absorption. Right? So now, precipitation, you tell me, if outside temperature is more, can we say it comes down as rainfall? If outside temperature is less, it comes down as snowfall. If both are there, low temperature is also there, high temperature is also there, because in different layers different things will be there. At that time it will be in the form of sleet. What is sleet? Mixture of rain and snow. Okay, mixture of rain and snow is sleet. Now can you tell me what is artificial rain? What do you do with respect to artificial rain? You might have heard a lot of discussion about artificial rain. Yes. Which particles are added? Silver iodide, potassium iodide, they act as hygroscopic nuclei. Please understand the word hygroscopic nuclei. Silver iodide particles. Where do you add? You don't add here. There is no need. Which stage you will add? This stage. Right? The moment you add particles, what does it do? It has the capacity to attract nearby water particles. As it has the capacity to attract, what is going to happen? Size increases. As size increases, it comes down as rainfall. Okay? So, if cloud rises, there will be two phenomena. What are the two phenomena? Collision and coalescence. Without collision and coalescence, if you have to get rainfall, then you need to create artificial collision. That artificial collision is created by silver iodide particles. Okay, so shall we move? This types, just words. Horizontal clouds are stratus clouds, which cover more area and give less rainfall. Vertical cotton ball shaped clouds, cumulus. Less area, more rainfall. See these words: hairy, smoky, wispy. Okay, hairy, smoky, wispy. Cirrus, it will be present greater than 6 kilometers. It will not be present lower than 6, greater than 6. What is the meaning of greater than 6? It will have ice crystals. The cloud will have ice crystals. The moment the clouds are about to become dark, nimbus clouds. Okay, it's not a type of cloud, but cloud is becoming dark. Guys, we can't neglect what is there in NCERT. NCERT is basic. Okay, if any question or any topic is in NCERT, you can't say it's not important. Okay, that's where you should have some clarity. Done? Yes. Now, based on the height. 0 to 2 is low altitude. In low altitude, you can see stratus clouds, cumulus clouds, stratocumulus clouds, nimbostratus clouds. Yes, in exam, two to 6 kilometers are called as medium altitude. Alto stratus, alto cumulus. The moment you see the word alto, it is medium height. Greater than 6 is high altitude. Cirrus, cirrocumulus. Cirrostratus is responsible for solar halo and lunar halo. Have you seen around a cloud a rainbow color will be there? That is called halo. That is associated with stratus clouds, cirrostratus. Cirrocumulus, we use a term called mackerel sky. This word is associated with cirrocumulus. Solar halo, lunar halo is associated with cirrostratus. Now, some clouds are present throughout. Vertically developed throughout. What do we call it? Cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus clouds will give you, what all will you get? Thunderstorms, lightning. Yes, guys, then thunderstorms, lightning, hailstorms, good. Cloudburst. All of these are associated with cumulonimbus clouds. Now, shall I? Cumulo, is it vertical or horizontal? Vertical. Types of rainfall. Convectional rainfall. Where will you have convectional rainfall? Equatorial region. ITCZ. summer in India? Orographic. Which side will you have rainfall? Windward side. In India, monsoon rainfall is mostly orographic rainfall. Third is cyclonic. Temperate, tropical. Temperate cyclones in India is western cyclonic disturbances. What about tropical cyclones? Which season are they present in India? Tropical cyclones. Retreating monsoons. What is the time period, guys, for tropical cyclones in India? April and May, when ITCZ shifts towards Tropic of Cancer. April and May, when ITCZ shifts. You tell me, March 21st sun's rays is vertical over equator. June 21st sun's rays is vertical over Tropic of Cancer. That means in between April and May, it is shifting towards Tropic of Cancer. At that point of time, you will have some cyclones. May preferably. April less, May will be more. Which is another time period. Another time period is November and December, when ITCZ shifts towards equator. In Indian Ocean, it doesn't go till Tropic of Capricorn, right? Till September, ITCZ will be near Tibet. Western cyclonic disturbances, which season? Winter rainfall. Next. Okay. This some words for thunderstorm, lightning, hailstorms. Okay. First, lightning. See, before lightning comes, you should have a cumulonimbus cloud. And cumulonimbus cloud must be long enough. And what language do they use? Within the cumulonimbus cloud, ice particles and water must be present. How will you have both? You see, if this is with high temperature decreases, 30, 23.5, 7, 6.5. Okay, 30, 23.5, 17, 10.5, 4. So, within a cloud, if temperature is more, what will be present? Water. If you go above, what will be present? Ice. Ice. Water, ice. First condition is what? There must be presence of water and ice. Second, there must be rising air. In options, rising is given as updrafting of air. Okay, updrafting means air is rising. Downdrafting, air is coming down. Okay, when air is rising, what is going to happen? Will they hit against each other as they rise? Yes. So, there will be collision. When there is collision, right, friction comes. The moment friction comes, static energy, static electricity is produced. You might have seen in school days, right? They used to do with the comb and keep it on a paper sticks. Yes. So, what will happen? Everything will get charged particles. What is that called? Static electricity. So, updrafting of air. Prelims, how do you get thunderstorms? When there is updrafting of air. Only updrafting of air doesn't give you thunderstorms. Updrafting of air with cumulonimbus cloud. If cloud is not there, if air rises, no use. Okay. Second, you see when they collide, what is going to happen? They got charges. Again when they collide, what is going to happen? It forms lightning. Okay. So, just words you write. A well-developed cumulonimbus cloud. A well-developed cumulonimbus cloud with water and ice crystals. Water and ice crystals. Second point. Collision of these particles due to updrafting of air, leads to static electricity. Third, again when there is updrafting, comma charged particles would interact to produce lightning. Yes, there are 4 types of lightnings. Okay, first, lightning within the cloud. Intercloud lightning, from one cloud to another cloud. Cloud to ground. Have you seen thunderstorms hitting? Like, you know, so lightning to ground. Ground to cloud. What are the 4? Within the cloud, cloud to cloud, cloud to ground, ground to cloud. Okay, these are the 4 types of lightning. Within the cloud, cloud to cloud, cloud to ground, ground to cloud. Okay. Now, what is thunderstorms? Sound. Yes. So, normally what happens? What is the temperature of lightning? 600 to 700 degrees Celsius. At that particular temperature, air expands all of a sudden. High temperature, air expands all of a sudden. It becomes almost vacuum. And suddenly, as lightning disappears, air comes back. Sudden expansion and contraction of air around lightning produces thunderstorms. Okay, you write there, thunderstorms. Due to lightning, air expands and again contracts, which leads to thunderstorms. Now my point is, thunderstorm is not formed due to clouds. Thunderstorm is not formed due to updrafting of the air. Thunderstorm is formed due to lightning. Are you getting the point? If lightning is not there, if you have cloud, everything is there, there is no use. So what is the primary condition for thunderstorms? Lightning. Always pick the primary condition. Okay, that's what I was telling you. Troposphere, height is not same because it is under the influence of the earth. So go back to the basic phenomena, that is important. Okay, so now what is hailstorm, guys? Hailstorm. Yeah, hailstorms. How is it formed? Same phenomena. Guys, what is this called? What is this called? Updrafting. Okay, so just imagine you have a cloud, water is trying to come down as rainfall, but what we do, we keep on pushing it. That is, air is continuously rising. As and when continuous air is blowing, can I say I am not allowing the water particle to come down? If I don't allow, the water will be inside. When it is inside, it will be colloiding. If it keeps on colloiding, what is going to happen? Size keeps on increasing, and then it will come down as hailstorms. So for hailstorms, what are the conditions? Two conditions. Which type of cloud is required? Cumulonimbus. Within the cumulonimbus, what is required? Water should be there. Ice also must be there. But what is the most important phenomena? Continuous updrafting. Okay, you write there. Hailstorm. When there is well developed cumulonimbus cloud, and if there is continuous updrafting, these two lines can be one and first point and second point in the exam option. Okay, continuous updrafting, water particles are not allowed to come down as rain, and within the cloud the particles keep colliding and size increases to form hail. H-A-I-L, hail. Okay. What is cloudburst? Last one. Cloudburst. Which cloud is important again? Cumulonimbus cloud. Less area, less time, more rainfall. Less area, less time, more rainfall. What are the three types of rainfall you have? Convectional, orographic, and cyclonic. See, Bangalore and Hyderabad. Convectional cloudburst. Bangalore and Hyderabad, convectional cloudburst. Kerala, Uttarakhand, orographic cloudburst. You might have heard Vijayawada floods. Chennai floods. Crocodiles and all came. Cyclonic cloudburst. Take break. 5 minutes will start.